Hey, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to another speed build. So today I did something very different from what I usually build. This is probably my most unique build in terms of the actual shape of it. Well, kind of. I did build a heart house for Valentine's Day, but I never posted it. I just felt too insecure about it, but this house is a shape that I've never really built before. Like, it's obviously a regular square house. It's just not the typical layout that I do for my houses, so that is what is really different about it for me. But basically, I wanted this house to be like a pastel based house. I wanted a lot of pastel colors in it, and I think I did primarily just use pastel colors. I don't think I really used any harsh colors, and if I did, it was probably on something very minuscule, so it doesn't really matter as much. But I do in general really feel like I branched out with the way that I made this house. I don't typically use a lot of pastels when I'm building, but I definitely tried it this time around. Also, this house is built on a, I believe, 30 by 40 lot during the time of me building it, but I ended up moving it to a 30 by 20 or 20 by 30. I don't know. The first one, I think I said, was 30 by 40. It's supposed to be 40 by 30. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's all semantics. But I did place this lot on a 30 by 20 because it was way too small for a 40 by 30, and I feel like there was a lot of empty space. So now where it is, there's not any empty space really in the backyard at all. I mean, there are like spaces in the backyard, but I wanted there to be space to do things or place things. You'll kind of see what the backyard looks like when we get there. Of course, I do it closer to the like end-ish of the video, so you'll definitely see it then. Let's see. Oh, also, I don't think I showed it in the video, but when I make the roof, it will be changed to pink, like it is in the thumbnail, because I just forgot to change the roof while I was actively filming. I'm not exactly sure why. I think I was just trying to get it over with, because for some reason my game was spazzing out while I was building this. You'll kind of see it at some point right after I finish the kitchen. It ends up spazzing out a little bit, and I have to restart the game. I didn't leave that part in, but I did have to restart my game because it just started being weird and it closed itself, and luckily I had saved literally right before it closed itself, so I guess that was just pure luck on my part. Oh yeah, I am gonna say this build will have custom content in it. You'll start to see it around when we start in the kitchen. But I thought I really got inspiration from the custom content. It's SnootySims custom content. So I downloaded like 4 of their custom building things and I put a lot of them in this build. And that's where I got the inspiration for it. So I had the idea of having a like crafty girl live here, but she's also a streamer during the day. So, well, I think actually I have her streaming at night, but it doesn't matter. But I did imagine that a streamer would live here and she would kind of game a lot, be a cozy-ish gamer, be a chill streamer, but also like to do a lot of crafting. So there will be a knitting bag in the like hobby area. There will also be, I believe, a candle making area, and then an easel for her to paint. So I was like, yeah, she's gonna go all in on all of the artsy crafts. She's definitely a crafty girl. I already have her in my game. This is for my own personal save file, but I thought it would be really cool to film it just in case anyone wanted to get some inspiration, or if you wanted to download the custom content that I used and maybe use it in your own build. You can get some ideas, I guess. I don't think my build is that amazing or anything, not amazing enough to take inspiration from, but I did think that the way that I did some of the things might be interesting. I was actually really proud of myself for this build because I used a lot more clutter. And I like to try to use clutter. I've been pushing myself for the past, I think, year to use a lot more clutter in my builds because I am not someone who likes a cluttered space in real life or in The Sims. So I have to really make myself do it. And I think that these like custom content packs that I downloaded were a really, really good way for me to do that. Because so many of the items are so cute. You're gonna start to see them around here after I'm done with that dining area. I didn't think she needed a really big dining room because she is a young adult. She's like just become a young adult. So I was like, she doesn't need a proper dining room. She can just have a little dining area, maybe have some friends over and they can all sit at the tall table. Which I actually completely forgot that we had tall tables like that until a few days ago when I was building something and I was like, oh my gosh, there are like tall tables in the game. I could totally use this for something. So I decided to use it in this build specifically. I thought it was a very good addition. I don't know. Maybe it's not, but I thought that it was. I also sometimes feel like it's redundant when I build a bar area like this, but then also have a dining area right beside it. So not a bar like alcohol bar, but like like the island. I don't really know what to refer to it as. Basically a bar area. That is what I'm going to call it. But I always feel like it's kind of redundant when I put them right beside each other, but I just think it looks and feels right because you can sit at the kitchen counter but also dine, which actually I don't know why I think it's redundant when I build it in the game because my house is literally just like that. I think most houses that have a bar area are like that, where they have the bar area and then a dining room right off the side, like a formal dining room. Whereas if you're just chilling and you just want to sit down, wait for your food to cook, or you're not with a bunch of people, then you can just sit at your bar, I guess. Maybe that's the purpose of it. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird for thinking it's redundant to build it in The Sims, but like I don't feel that way about other people's, but maybe I'm just insecure about my builds. I think that's what it really is. I know I'm not a terrible builder. I definitely am not the best, but I know I'm not terrible, but I still feel like I could always do more. Like especially when I am doing landscaping. At the beginning I did do a bit of landscaping. I think I go back and do a little more, I'm not sure, but I tried to do a bit of landscaping, a bit heavier landscaping, because I never ever really properly do it, and since this is for a save file, I don't know if I'll share it publicly ever. I just feel really insecure about it still, but if I end up sharing it, I of course want it to look a little bit more lived in rather than just plain green grass everywhere, because that's not what real life typically looks like unless you live in probably the countryside. So I just feel like I need to up my landscaping game. So I think over the next few builds that I do, I will probably try to do a lot more work on my landscaping. Maybe I'll try to build a park or something. I feel like a park is something that really pushes you to do a lot of landscaping because it's literally mostly nature, like grass, trees, and then of course the things that you actually put in a park, like a bench, a grill. I think is one of the requirements for a Sims park, and then also a chess table is a requirement for a Sims park, which I have never in life seen a chess table at a park in real life, but I'm sure that that exists somewhere. I don't know where, but somewhere. Anyway, though, I am now working on the craft area like I was talking about, and I put a lot of items out over in this area at the beginning because I just like to be able to visualize and see all of the objects that I want to use. And if I don't put them down, then I end up losing them later on, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, where's that item? And since they all don't have proper names or tags that you can look them up by, I end up never being able to find it again. So that's why I was placing items in there at the beginning. But I think that this craft area actually turned out really nice. I really like it, even though it's kind of like it feels plain, but you need to have space for actual functionality if you're gonna play in this house, which I don't know why I'm saying it like that because I haven't uploaded this to the gallery. Like, I don't typically upload my custom content builds to the gallery. I usually will do my non-custom content builds and put them up on the gallery. But this one, I'm not sure. I am really proud of it in terms of color scheme and decoration, especially when we get to the bedroom. I was so proud of the bedroom. Like, living room, I feel like is whatever. The kitchen, I feel like is better than what I usually do, but still kind of whatever. The dining area was barely anything to mention. But the bedroom, I was so proud of it, and I hope people like it because I really did try to make it as cutesy as possible. Now, the outside, I feel like looks awkward because I did have to place a small window up here. Otherwise, the girl would have barely been getting any sunlight at all. So I did place, a window or two up there, not in this area. It doesn't look awkward in this area, but when I place the small window towards the end, you'll kind of see it. It's gonna go where this gaming setup is going, where this little cubby area is, so it does look a bit weird, but there was no way for me to make it look nice, I feel like, with a bigger window, so... But actually, now that I think about it, I probably could have done 2 small windows, just one small window on top of another, and that might have looked a bit better, but it's okay. I might go back and add that in my own game, but I just didn't do it in this build. I don't know though, it might mess up and conflict with what I did to the area, so I might just leave it how it is. I've been trying to think about what kind of neighborhoods I want in my save file, and this house was built in Newcrest, so I am trying to kind of build Newcrest up a bit before the others because it comes as a blank slate. It's really green, so there's a lot of greenery around, so there's a lot to work with, whereas I feel like in places like Oasis Springs I have a harder time because of the specific, not terrain, well maybe terrain, I don't know, because of the specific way that it looks like it's a desert, so I have a harder time. I don't really build in deserts. I don't think I have the style of building that would look right in a desert. Maybe if I did a more modern home that would look right in a desert, but I don't know. Like, I don't like building in Del Sol Valley either because I know it's based off of LA, but I feel like I would not be a great builder for LA. So personally, I don't really like building there at all, but it's okay. I think I did end up actually bulldozing everything out of Del Sol Valley, so I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. Maybe I'll just place the default lots back in there because I am just simply not confident in my ability to do that. And if I did publicly share my save file, then it would just be empty and that would be so awkward and embarrassing. So maybe I will actually at least try to build there a little bit, but I'm not too confident, honestly. Can't lie and say that I am. So I think I mentioned it in my last video, but I have been thinking about, for the builds that are custom, like include custom content, I might just do either the shell version and upload that to the gallery, or do a non-custom content version. Now for this one, that wouldn't really completely work out properly, simply because of how much clutter is in here. And I just do not have enough clutter items in the regular game for me to make it look right in, like, without custom content. So I might not do that for this one. Maybe I'll just do the shelf for this one. I do have it saved to my library because I do not want to lose this at all. I really, really like this house, even though the outside looks awkward to me. I do really like it otherwise, so I would hate to lose all of that progress. And I've been thinking about backing up all of my builds to maybe a a hard drive, so that I will not lose them at all, or I'll have them on multiple different platforms so I can get them back if I ever lose access to one of the things that my builds are on. Also, I am sorry if you randomly hear my cat. She's been moving around a bunch, knocking things over, making sounds. So if you hear any sounds in the background, that is her doing that. Also, for this, I know that the lighting looks harsh with the star string lights, but in the game I did dim the lights, so it does not look as harsh and yellow in the actual game as it does in this build here. And same with these like net lights that are over the bed. It looks really, really yellow, but I just set the intensity to like halfway or a little under halfway, and it doesn't look nearly as awful and in your face. So if you wanted to try to do something like that with those string lights, or with the I don't know, the net lights that are over the bed, then I would definitely suggest just simply turning the intensity down, maybe changing the color. I did add something in this area right here that I'm working on. This is the gaming, I guess, open gaming space. I did add some more wall art after the fact. It's not in the video, but it will be in the screenshots, so you can kind of see what I did change. I didn't really change anything, I only added things, so you will see that at the end when you look at the screenshots. But I just wanted to point that out because I felt like it looked really plain when I was going through and doing the screenshots. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna redo the screenshots and we're gonna add a couple more items to the wall, and that way it won't look nearly as awful. Also, this shower, I am so proud of myself for this. I have never done a shower like this where I put the shelves in the shower and it's fully functional. So I really like that I was able to do that and add the body wash and the soap on the platform, and it actually looked like you could take a shower there and feel nice and clean and everything. I was just so happy about that. I do kind of wonder if it would have looked better if I had made the platform smaller, pushed the two shelves together, but I think I'm kind of happy with it the way that it is. Maybe if I want to change it later down the line I will, but I think I will leave it how it is for now and just not even worry about it. So yeah. Oh, there I go. I'm messing with some more pictures there, but then we're getting closer to the end of the video, luckily, so you'll just kind of see the rest of the video is me working on her gaming sections, I guess, because, like I said, she is a gamer, streamer girl, so you will kind of see me just finishing. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, my cat just purred directly into the microphone, but you'll just kind of see me finishing up that section, and yeah, so I will let you guys finish out watching the rest of this with some nice soothing music as usual. And I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I hope this gave you some inspiration. If any of you are ever interested in downloading my custom content builds, please let me know. Not DM me, maybe comment, or I leave my Instagram in all of my descriptions, or I will pop it up on the screen as well. So if you do want to check that out, feel free to let me know. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!